Good morning students of class 5 far. How are you all? Students, can you hear me properly? Students, this is your English grammar class. Okay? Okay, very good morning students. Who are here? Okay. So students, open your English grammar book. Today we will do English grammar with the chapter number 13 and the name of the chapter is verb. So get ready. So what is a verb? A verb is used, in short we can say doing words are verb. Okay. In one sentence, in short we can say doing words are verb. But in your book the definition is very clearly given here. Okay. A verb is used to say or assert something about a person or a thing. A verb is used. Why do we use a verb? Why? What is the usefulness of a verb in a sentence? A verb is used to say or assert something about a person or thing. Okay. A verb says what a person or a thing does. Okay. What a person or a thing is and what a person or a thing possesses. These are the activities of verb. Only verb can say this kind of thing. A verb says what a person or a thing does or what a person or a thing is or what a person or a thing possesses. Okay. A verb always denotes doing, being or possessing. Navamita, switch off your camera. Okay. For example, birds fly in the sky. For example, birds fly in the sky. What does the birds? Birds fly in the sky. What do the birds do? Birds fly. Doing verb. Shima is a good girl. Students, you can write SIMA or SEEMA. Sima, both the spellings are correct. SEEMA. Sima is a good girl. What type of a girl? Shima is a good girl. Is being. It shows being. A car has 4 wheels. A car has 4 wheels. How many wheels does a car have? A car has 4 wheels. So it shows possessing. Okay. So these are the features of a verb. Page number 61. So some features of verb are, we must remember a verb about a verb. What? The first thing, most verbs are doing verb. Okay. Most verbs are doing verb. Most verbs are doing verbs. Next, be verb. Okay. Be and its forms suggest being. That means be verb, be, and its forms means be, is, are, am, was, were. They show, okay, they suggest being. Be and its form means other forms of be verb is are, is, are, am, was, were. They suggest being. They suggest being. Next, have. Have and its other forms of verb, that means have, has, had. They suggest possessing. They suggest possessing. Number 4, they are can be no sentence without a verb. There can be no sentence without a verb. That means a sentence can't exist with a verb. A sentence can't exist with a verb. That means a sentence can't be without a verb. A sentence can't be without a verb. Clear? These are the 4 features we must remember about a verb. Now, come to number B. Underline the verbs in the following story. So, students, hope this is clear. The first thing is, we all know that doing words are verbs, okay, and most verbs are doing verbs, and B is a verb. B and its other forms of verbs, they suggest being. Other forms are is, am, are, was, were. They suggest being. Then have and its other forms, have, has, had, suggest possessing. And a sentence can't be without a verb. There can be no sentence without a verb. Now, come to number B. Underline the verb. Underline the verbs in the following sentences. Okay? Underline the verb in the following sentences. So, a young doctor set up practice. A young doctor set up practice in a city. So, underline set up verb. He spent his morning hours at his clinic in the evening. Spent, underline. He treated patients in a free dispensary. Treated, underline. After a few months, his old father visited him in the city. Visited, underline. I hope you are doing well. Hope, underline. Are doing, underline. Said the father. Said, underline. Now, come to the next page. No, father, things are not very good here. Are, underline. The son replied. Replied, underline. The father's face fell, underline. In the evening, the father accompanied the son to the free dispensary. Accompanied, underline. He sat outside. Sat, underline. While the son examined the patients. Examined, underline. He saw that. Saw, underline. When the patients came out of the room. Came out, underline. There was a feeling of satisfaction on their faces. So, was, underline. Underline, was. When they were returning home, underline, were returning. Were returning, underline. The father said, underline. You have seen 25 patients in one sitting. Have seen, underline. You have seen 25 patients in one sitting. Have seen, underline. And you say things are not good. Say, underline. Are, underline. Next, there is no money in it. Is, underline. The son complained, underline. Money, exclaimed the father. Exclaimed, underline. Exclaimed the father, exclaimed, underline. Where is the question of money? Is, underline. Where is the question of money? Hey students, please mute yourselves. Students, please mute yourselves, everyone. Next. When they were returning home, they were, underlined. The father said, underline. You have seen 25 patients in one sitting. Have seen, underline. And you say things are not good. Say, underline, are, underline. There is no money in it. Is, underline. The son complained, underline. Money, exclaimed the father. Exclaimed, underline. Where is the question of money? Is, underline. Where is the question of money? Is, underline. Money will never be greater than happiness. Will, underline. Okay, be, underline. If You are bringing happiness to so many people. Are bringing, underline. You are doing well. Are doing, underline. Clear? Now, come to the next portion. Object. Okay, object of a verb. In a sentence, we know there are subject and predicate. Okay. Okay. For example, Ram is a good boy. In this sentence, it is a complete sentence. In this sentence, we are talking about whom? We are talking about Ram. That is subject. In a sentence, when we are talking about some person, something, that is subject, and the next part is about the subject. Is a good boy. Who is a good boy? Ram. So, is a good boy is about Ram, about subject. So, it is predicate. The thing is, now subject and predicate, these are the two portions in a sentence. And now we will learn about object. Today we will learn about object. What is an object? An object, it is a part of predicate. Object, total thing is predicate. Okay? And one part is object. Okay? How we can identify an object in a sentence? It is very easy. How? An object answers the question formed with what or whom. How do you know this one is object, this one or this one? Which one is object? We can easily identify the object if we find some word is answering. It is answering the question formed with what or whom and the verb. Okay. That is object. That means object answers the question formed with what or whom. Okay. So, what type of a boy? Ram? Good boy. Okay. So, that is object. Now, here example is given. Ruchi likes ice cream. Now, the question is, what does Ruchi like? Ice cream. So, it is object. What does Ruchi like? Ruchi likes ice cream. So, that is object. Okay. Next question is, I love here the example is given, I love Rakesh. Now, the question is, whom do I love? Whom do I love? Rakesh. So, that is object. Or I love flowers. What do I love? Flowers. So, it is object. Object answers the question formed with, hey, what happened? Students, mute yourselves. Ayati, mute yourselves. Okay. So, that is object. Now, my next part is, come to the next part. Object of a verb. Now, if I write Ruchi likes, okay. Ruchi likes. Now tell me, does it make a complete sense? Does it make a sense? No. It needs an object. Ruchi likes. What is this? It is not a complete sentence. This sentence, actually it is not sentence. Here we need an object. Here we need an object. That means Ruchi likes flowers. Ruchi likes flowers, or Ruchi likes ice cream. So, Ruchi likes, then we need an object. Then only this sentence, this verb will make a sense, isn't it? So, otherwise this sentence is incomplete, isn't it? And the verb in this sentence require object. Here the verb is like, but this verb needs an object. Objects are flowers or ice cream. So, this type of verb are called transitive verb. It is called transitive verb. Why it is transitive verb? Because this verb needs an object to make a complete sense. Okay? That's why this type of verb is called transitive verb. Clear? The next one is, if I write Ruchi walked. It is a complete sentence. What did Ruchi do? Ruchi walked. It is verb. Now tell me, does this verb needs an object? Does this verb need an object? No, because Ruchi walked, that is a complete sentence. Okay, it does not need an object. This kind of verb is called intransitive. Intransitive. Understood? So, when the verb needs an object to make complete sense, then that is transitive verb. When the verb does not need an object to make sense, that is intransitive verb. And the next is, if I write Ram is. Ram is what? We need some more words. Some more words. We need some more words to complete this sentence. Okay, this verb needs some more words to make sense. This kind of verb is called incomplete verb. Incomplete verb. Understood? A word required to form a complete predicate is called complement to the verb. So, incomplete verbs are either the verbs showing being, that means is, are, am, okay, or verbs like seem, appear is tricky. He looked in all directions, intransitive. He looked at me, made transitive with the help of a preposition. He looked angry, incomplete. Okay, so students, so today we learned three types of verbs. Transitive verb needs an object to make a complete sense. Intransitive verb does not need an object to make sense, to make a complete sentence, and incomplete verb needs some words to complete the sentence, to complete the sense. Understood? So, this type of verbs. Students, maybe this chapter seem difficult, but as we are doing it first time, so it may look difficult, but after practicing again and again, it will be easier to you. Understood? So, please learn again and again, practice again and again, so that it can be easier for you. Okay, students. So, for today up to this, and students, today the day is very foggy, isn't it? So, enjoy this day. Bye students, we will meet in the next class. Thank you so much.